YouTube, welcome to Maskerade TV. My name is Maskerade. I'll be your host for this tutorial, and welcome to how to create songs from start to finish. In this tutorial we're going to be covering how to create songs, starting with production, then recording, then mixing and mastering. It's mainly for beginners and intermediate folks, but hey, if you're an advanced guy and you just want to get a few more tips, feel free to come along. By the way, make sure you check out the website when I get it up, mixeruniversity.com. Also check out my own personal music site, maskerademusic.com, as well as check out my beat site, maskeradebeats.com. And when you get a chance, make sure you check me out. You subscribe to my channel because I need subscribers, please. This tutorial is going to be broken down into sections. You got 5 sections. The first section is going to be our overview. We're basically going to outline what you really should have in your studio before you get started. The next section is going to be production, where we're going to talk about how to put your music together. The next section after that will be recording, when you're writing your words and you're putting down your actual vocals. Third section is going to be mixing, trying to get that perfect mix, that perfect blend of what you need. And then our final section is going to be mastering, how to really bring out all the sound in your music so when you hand it off to somebody, they're like, wow. And that'll be it. So thanks for sticking around, and let's get started. So before we get started on our actual tutorial and how to work our software and everything like that, I just want to run over exactly what you really need in your studio if you don't already know. But if you already know, you have an idea, just go ahead and skip to the next section. But we're going to talk about the basic components that you really need. The number one component that you have to have, which you already have because you're looking at it right now, is a computer, right? So people say you have to have a laptop or you have to have a desktop. That doesn't really matter, you just need a computer. But some of the basic things that your computer really needs is it's going to have to be a dual core or a quad core computer, and the processor is going to have to be pretty fast. Whether it be a Mac or a PC, which it really doesn't matter, by the way, so don't let anybody tell you that you have to have a Mac. You can use your PC. You probably know that by now, so I don't even know why I'm explaining it. But your computer, whatever it is, should have at least dual core, Core 2 Duo, i3 processor. i5 or i7 would be absolutely much better. Obviously the i7s, most of those are quad cores, so you're going to have no problem processing your music. The other basic thing is you're going to need a keyboard, a music keyboard, preferably 88 keys if you know how to play the piano or the keyboard. If you don't know how to play the piano or the keyboard, then pretty much any size keyboard is going to help you. What I would recommend though is that you take piano lessons and you take music theory, because that is going to help you tremendously when you're trying to put together a song. And then as you move along and you learn piano, you're going to realize you're going to want 88 keys anyway, so you might as well get an 88 key keyboard if you can afford it. But there are plenty of spots for you to be able to buy one. I recommend just getting a used one somewhere. Make sure that it's MIDI capable. That's all you got to do, is make sure you can plug it up to a MIDI cable, or make sure you can use a USB cord to plug it up to your computer, and that's all you really need. Some software out there like FL Studio lets you make music with the keyboard on the computer, and that just, it's not cool. It just doesn't work. Get a keyboard. The other component you're going to need is an audio interface, and an audio interface basically is a muscled out version of a sound card on your computer. And a lot of people use their sound card on the computer, but if it's not an upgraded one or a really high-end sound card, you need to get an audio interface. But more likely you should get an audio interface anyway, because you got to be able to plug your microphone up to your audio interface. Which leads me to another thing: you need a microphone. And there are USB versions of microphones out there. I wouldn't recommend using USB because simple, you get more professional sound from a real regular microphone rather than using a USB one. But there are some people who use USB microphones like the Blue Snow Ball or whatever it's called, and they swear by it. So as long as you get a nice clean sound, it doesn't really matter what kind of microphone you use, I guess, as long as the signal that you get is nice and clean and you can mix it well. And other than that, that's pretty much all you need. So I'm going to show you my simple setup, and you're going to be really surprised at how simple it is. But then when we play the music back for you, you're going to see like, oh, well, we can make this sound this way. And I'm going to show you a few things. So here we go. Okay, so as you see right here, this is my keyboard. It's a full-length 88 key keyboard. It's an M Audio Key Station 88. Very simple. Down there, you see down there, I have the sustain pedal. Buy that extra. It's really nice. That's a USB keyboard. I also have right here the Alesis Q25. I mainly use this keyboard to play bass It's more accessible. It's right in front of me, and I can use it to just kind of work out some melodies or whatnot. But you don't need two keyboards. You can use either or. You can use a small 25 key keyboard, any one. I don't recommend any particular brand or whatever. Just make sure that it has MIDI capability. And if I pull back and you see my setup, you see how really simple and non-complicated that it is, and we'll go over each component that I have. I record on my laptop, which is not a MacBook as you see. It's a Toshiba. It's a real basic brand. I think I bought it for $450. It's real easy, but I also have my computer that I can use, my desktop, whatever we want to use. So obviously any of those is going to work. Particular thing here, this is a drum pad. This is when I really want to beat out some drums. That's MIDI capable, and if I really just want to beat the drums out and everything and just really get into the rhythm, that helps me do that without destroying the keys on my keyboard. Oh, one thing I didn't mention in my overview is monitors, studio monitors. You can buy studio monitors for as little as $80. M Audio has a version that you can buy, I think for like $100 or whatnot. These are AV40s. They have AV30s, which are less expensive, and they also have AV20s. These monitors range from $100 to $150, just depending if you can get a deal. I would recommend going on Craigslist, also checking out eBay, because a lot of guys sell these all over the place. The cool thing is that they have a really flat sound to them, and that's what you want. You just want monitors that have a nice flat sound to them. The last thing I want to show you is this audio interface, and this is the Native Instruments Audio Control 1. The newer version of it is called an Audio 6 or Complete 6 or something like that, but basically it's the same thing, and it's just a really powerful way to record your vocals, and you get a nice sound out of it. This goes into your monitors, and then lastly over here we're going to look at the microphone setup. If you notice, here I don't have a sound booth or an isolation booth. I can get one if I want, but my home is set up basically to where all my sound dissipates. I have 8 or 9 foot ceilings, so I don't have a problem with my vocals bouncing off of walls or whatnot. I basically will take my microphone, which is an Audio-Technica 3035, real simple microphone, and then I just put it right over here in the middle, and you see pretty much that open space right there with the stairwell and everything. It's perfect. If you really want to isolate your sound though, you can get an isolation booth or an isolation setup and everything and get much cleaner sound than I'm getting. And that's all you need pretty much, and that's my setup right there, ladies and gentlemen. So that's it for our overview, and now we're going to get started on our production.